Hello there guys, and welcome back to our car modeling tutorial. In this episode we are going to continue with the headlights. We didn't get quite as far through as I thought or hoped that we would in the previous extra long episode, but we'll keep on trucking with this. I think we're looking okay so far. I think what we'll focus on first is this section here. So let's pull that away a little bit. We want to pull it up a little bit as well. We don't want it to be sitting on that ground bit, I don't think. So pull it up there. We want to be this way a little bit too with the whole thing. So let's pull it there. And then at the top wise, I don't think we care. I think we can just pull that up until it disappears. So let's grab all of those. I'm going to hit Control E. And let's just expand that on that blue, something like that. Let's check real quick, just having a look here. I think what we can do with this is just take it in this direction. Back. Okay. I'm maybe just going to take this edge and pull it all the way into that back bit there. Okay, just something like that. Trying to hide it behind. Okay, so we'll take that, something like that. The rest of it looks like it should be okay. I think I want that to move forward though. Same with that, so let's bring those forward a little bit. Okay, with the edges of these, actually, let's bring that back isolated. Let's take those back something like that. I'm going to hit Control E and I'm maybe going to take that back too. I'll just square it off as it goes over there. Okay. And I think what we want to do with these is we want all of these probably to bevel. So all of these here. Go to Edit Mesh and we'll hit bevel on those. It's not that much. Maybe just something like that, 0.1 and 3. Okay, let's take this and just move that over here. Let's go insert edge loop on this. I'm going to drop one here and there, all the way around there. Okay, let me just isolate the selection. I'm just going to, that looks fine, let's go on underneath. Go towards the back and we'll drop inside here as well. Okay, so that's looking okay in there. It looks like this is just our usual dark plastic, so we'll drop that on there as well. Okay. Let's see. So this bit here, I think this will be okay as is. I don't think we need to do anything to this. I think what we'll probably do is let's just grab everything and I'm going to hit Edit Mesh, we'll hit bevel on this. maybe not the top. Maybe let's just go bevel on this bit. And because it's kind of crystal-like, I don't think I want to add any segments in here. I think maybe we'll just go like that. And then maybe bevel again each of the lines inside and just pull those nice and close, something like 0.2. Just so that they're nice and obvious. That's good. I think I'm happy with these. It does look like inside these there's like multiple bulbs. And they look kind of like crystallized bulbs, so I'm going to reduce down here. Something like that. I'll maybe rotate them 90 as well. Let's take them down. Okay, maybe something like that. Pull those in. Okay, so that, I think that looks okay. Inside there, we do have some additional stuff going on here, so I'm going to do similar to what we did with this. I'm going to bring in another box to kind of lay out that area. Bring that in here. So we'll bring that and we'll drop it, and it looks like it's just kind of a continuation. It looks like maybe these rotated a little bit more around to the side, but I think I'm happy with what we have there. Okay. So it looks like this is going to flow up and around here. Maybe we'll just bring this to this area. Something like that. And that. Okay, maybe this could come down here. So it's like in line with those. Something like that. So we've got like that rough shape nailed there. Let's quickly isolate. And I'm just going to hold V to snap this to all of the correlating parts. So I'll grab all of those and straighten them out. Just something like that should be fine. Okay. So we'll do something like that. Let's take this face. We'll hit Control E. I'm going to take it in on the world. and then I'm just going to scale it in. Just something there, and then maybe insert a loop or two up here. Just to help it follow that curve a little bit better. So we'll do that. Okay, and then maybe with this, let's just pull that forward, and this one forward, and this one as well. Okay, so that could probably work quite nicely for that little reflective area. So kind of got that going on inside there. I'm just trying to see here if maybe this edge should be coming a bit further up. Let me go onto my edge slide. And just what I'm trying to do here is I'm just trying to bring these all a little bit closer together. I'll go up here because this bit looks a lot squarer. There. So the actual reflection bit inside there looks like a lot more of a square. Okay. Let's just make sure before we do anything else that we're happy with the way that this is sitting alongside our other elements here. So I think we want to bring that forward there. Do the same over here. Okay. I'm going to select all of those and we're going to go to Edit Mesh and Bevel. Doesn't look like it's going to be too friendly, especially down in that lower region, that lower portion down there. So rather than bevel then, let's insert an edge loop nice and close. We'll go up here as well. Let's go on this side and further back. Okay, it's looking okay. Let's add a couple more. I'm going to drop one down here and one over here. I can maybe go at the top and here as well. Okay, so we can maybe just do something like that. And again, the outside of this will be a different color, and then we can have a chromey reflective material in that middle portion. Let's just quickly have a blast at this then. So let's go, and I'm going to scale this up a little bit. I think we want to grab all the bits going around. I'm going to hit Control E. I'm going to pull those on the blue. Something like that. And then let's go maybe grab all of these here and hit Control, actually let's go for this one, hit Control E here and we'll go down something like that. I'm going to hit Control E again and pull this in, and I'm just going to pull this out. Control E, we'll pull this out. And Control E, let's go one more time. Something like that. I'm going to grab all of these. I'm going to extrude and pull those in. Okay. So let me just hit 3 so we can see that that's going off into a full smooth. So let's go to insert edge loop and change this so it does multiple, and maybe let's just try 2. See how 2 look. Okay, maybe go for 3. Maybe go for 4. Let's do something like that. Okay, so that's just curved off those edges in there for us. I can't really see any major details as part of this, on top of what we already kind of have there. The only thing I can see is that in the examples here that this is actually a lot bigger. Let's maybe grab all of these, get rid of those, take all of these edges here and just scale them up. And take it back. I'm going to take it back behind there and just scale it up again, just so it's filling all of that distance behind it. Just like that. Let's change that to 1 and drop a couple in here just to help show those up a little bit more. Okay. Okay, I think that should probably be okay. Okay. Let's hit 3 on there. So I think that should probably be okay inside there. So I think that's roughly what we've got for the headlight. I mean, it's not perfect probably. I am trying to obviously rush this through so that I can get it all recorded and stuff. But that's probably roughly what it is-ish. So let's get the glass back in place. Let's go for a 0 on that. Let's go 0 there. I'm going to hit 3 on that glass. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply that to it. Okay, so we can kind of see through there now into those details. Obviously they'll all be different colors, but I would do that in between episodes. I'm not going to add those in just yet. Let's have a think about the rear ones then, because again, I don't want to be going on making this tutorial last for another 10 years. So let's bring it in here. Hopefully our geometry is going to match up nicely, which it absolutely does not, so that's okay. We'll bring it here. It looks like we're missing quite a lot in comparison there, but that's not too bad. So let's just go and bring in another box. Okay, and let's just get rid of the back of it just now. Okay, so we're going to want to then have a go at bringing these into the kind of areas where we think they line up. So something like that. Okay, so let's get in nice and close, and so holding V, let's snap these to where we think they should be. Getting nice and close to C. So here we want this to actually match up here, because yeah, that's not really much to do with the headlight as is. We'll maybe get it to run on this extra line inside there, and then down here let's go and let's put this one there instead. Okay, so same as before, we'll insert some edge loops. I'm going to do 2 to get us started, and I'm thinking we're going to go up here, and that could pair maybe over here, and this one could pair try it there for now. Okay, let's go and drop one here. We'll go just there. We could maybe drop that one just there for now. Okay, I'm gonna go and put one over here. Now we'll leave it where it is at the top, because we know that's going to sit nicely along that line for us, and let's just position the lower one like so. So I think we're going to start in the middle and then move to the back of that. Something like that. It looks like it should be okay. Okay, so let's insert a loop. I'm going to go fairly central with this one. I'm going to want this to snap here. I'm just double checking where we want this, and I think we actually want that there and there instead. Okay, and then looks like we'll have to take that one over here. Okay, so we're on there, it's going down there, that's okay. And then maybe what we'll do is let's maybe go just there instead. Okay, so let's have a look at that. It's looking okay. We're going to want to pull all of this out. Like that. So that's going to look a lot better. Let's also gradually get higher with this. Okay, so I've hit 3 on there. That's not looking too bad. That should look fairly decent. Okay, so the same plan as before. It would have been nice if we had another line of geometry that ran along here, just to help us out, mainly with this top section. When we hit 3 on there and 3 on there, even though it sits nicely, it just feels like there could be a bit more there, which is a little frustrating, but okay. So this looks like it should be a bit more straightforward than the previous one. It's my famous last words there, but hopefully it should be. What we'll do is I'm actually going to delete this edge. So I'm going to hold Control and hit delete. I'm going to actually put 2 in instead. So we'll put one up here. So I'm going to hold V. I'm going to snap that to where we want it to be. And then for this side, what we'll do is on this, I'm going to grab my multi-cut. I'm going to drop a vertices on, maybe just about there, which will allow me now to hold down V and snap it to that vertices. And then before we forget, let's get rid of that. Okay, and now before we go and do what I want to do, which is add another edge, I'm gonna pull these ones out just like we did a second ago. Okay, and then let's add an edge down here across there, because we do have the clear portion here, which I assume is for the signals and maybe even reverse lights. So that'll be nice to have a separation in the glass for that. Okay, and then we'll just, with this, just the same, we'll add a little bit of extra curve to this, a bit of extra source to bring that around, and then we'll just leave that vert where it is, going down there. Okay. So again, if we hit 3 on there, and then hit 3 on everything else, that should align quite nicely. Okay. We'll need to fix this one because we do need a hard edge just there, but I think for the most part that's not looking too bad. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. Okay. So I'm going to hit Control D and we're going to take this in. I'm going to do the exact same as we did with the front. So taking this in, we're going to grab all those edges, we're going to hit Control E and bring those in. And just like we did, I'm going to snap all these forward. So I'm just holding V on the keyboard, not B. Okay, so I've got that little case put together. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to utilize the rear view here. Oh, looks like my rear view is missing. Alright guys, I'm just going to pause the video here and just see where my rear view image plane has disappeared to. Alright guys, we're back. A little bit of a brain fart there. I did have it isolated, the selection, but we're good. We're good now. So we've got the kind of shape that we want to build. You can see the shape that we have in here. I'm just having a look at a reference picture that I've got inside here, and it looks like what we want to do is we want to build this kind of shape here, and then along, and then just extrude in from there. And then contrast of kind of shapes that we have. So what we could maybe do at this point is, let me just get rid of my image planes here. So what we could do at this point is we could do this off of a brand new piece. Yeah, let's do it off a brand new piece. So I'm going to hit Control D on our lights here, and I'm going to pull it in ever so slightly. And this is going to be the piece that we use. So let's go back, orthographic, back one. I'm going to grab this and isolate our selection there. So from this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw on the mesh that we have, and I'm going to try and keep some of the existing stuff. So let's go with our multi-cut here, and I'm going to start by going diagonally here, because what we want is we're going to want to have a full bit going around. Let's go diagonal here as well. So I want this going the whole way around. Go diagonal here too. Same here. So I'm just putting in some supporting lines. Obviously these lines will go eventually. So we'll go all the way around the top and here. Okay, so I've just run around that whole bit, going around all around the edge like this. Now we don't need any of these anymore. So get rid of those. Okay. Going back then to our back view, I am going to insert an edge loop just there. So we've got like a double bit going up and around there. And I'm going to drop another one just above it. Okay. And now we can start to see how we could maybe form this shape. So let's go from here up here. And then we kind of want to double that up. Like that. And then we're going to do the same over here. And then it looks like that is going to merge into the rest. Okay, so we've drew that shape on. This I'm going to want to move around here. Something like that. So we'll take that up and around there. And then let's just bring this down here. And then over here, what we'll do with this one is, let's maybe get rid of this there. And we'll just maybe bring that down here. Okay, so we've got that kind of rough shape. Now, ignore how messy the geometry is just now. That's not really something we're too fussed about at this moment in time. In terms of what to do next, is it looks like what we want to do is we just want to grab this bit here, these bits here, all the way across there. So we just want to take all of this. Before we do, I'm going to drop another loop here. Okay, so I'm going to grab all of these again. Not that one. Now hopefully you guys will take a bit of time, and then your one will obviously look a lot neater than mine. So I'm going to take all of this and we'll extrude that in. Okay, something like that. So let's just quickly tidy up here. So we could probably get away with deleting all of that, apart from we don't want to lose that point. So I'm maybe going to bring those down like that, and then we'll get rid of those. We could probably get rid of this edge. Delete that, which should allow me to bring that down here. Maybe just trying to think of how, maybe let's actually put that line back in. I'm just trying to think of how we can clean this up the best, but I've just thought that maybe we do want those over there to help with that. We have a triangle there, the rest is moving up, so that's not too bad. The rest here looks okay. I think for this, we want that to be more like that. Inside there. We want all of these to merge back at the top. I'm going to bring all these in up here. Actually, no, we don't. What we actually want, rather than that, is we want all of these to come a lot lower. So I'm going to go and I'm going to do edge slide. I'm going to hope that is going to maintain okay. I'm going to go to the back here, and we want all of these to kind of align down in this area, and then we want the lower ones to push up as well. So let's grab these in here. Next, we'll start to make that shape. Okay. So we all want all of those to come down, something like that. I think we want the ones in here to come up a little bit too. So let's move these ones first. There. So bring these up just a little bit, not all the way. So they're going to come something like that. It does look like on the reference images that it's way more. So maybe we'll keep coming down. Something like that. And then we'll want these to kind of match the same. And then I think let's maybe take them in this direction as well. And we'll do the same over here. We'll take them in. Something like that. I'm going to pull these down under here. And then again, let's make these match up top. The reason I'm pulling these in is because I don't think we're going to add any major details in this, but the more faces we can kind of see reflecting off of each other when it comes to rendering, if we add like a chrome material to it, the more kind of contrast it would give us. Bring those in there. Okay, so I think that's looking quite good. Okay, so I am going to add a supporting line. So let's maybe see how that looks there, just to help keep that point. Okay, so that's helped keep the point over there. Okay, I'm going to grab all the way around here and hit Control E. And we're going to try extruding in. I'm going to do it twice. Okay, just to help us, because we are going to have to smooth this one. We didn't have to do it on the front, but we will this one. So let's add all the extra supporting lines that we need for these. Okay, so when we smooth that and all the corresponding parts, you can see that the glass there is not looking too bad. Okay. Let me just real quick add I'm going to go for a red. A nice transparent red on here. Okay, so there is some additional details in this light. There are some vertical pieces. I'll probably do that with a separate object. But first, let's think about what we could do. We're probably going to want to try and smooth this. And then once we've smoothed it, we want it to obviously sit nice and flush with the light that we have. So let's just get... With the casing that we added, we might not need it with this one, but I'm going to go and I'm going to modify freeze transformations, and I'm going to move it out of the way so we can bring it back if we need it. But what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to think about how we can get these two smoothing together. So let's have a look. So when we smooth around, we do manage to stay inside the glass, even though we've added extra lines, so that's always good. So let's have a think then about how we're going to maintain what we have here. So firstly, I think what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to come into the corner here, and we're going to want to square these off. So I'm going to do this in all four corners. And even though the geometry that we have for that is generally quite nice, and again, it's something that we would generally try and maintain or change to, we do actually need the corners this time. Okay, so we can see that that's firming those up. What we do want to do as well is let's get rid of these bits. Okay. We're going to need to think about what we could do to help shore up this corner up here, because we can see that we're starting to lose that behind the glass. So we'll need to think about that at some point, but we'll maybe hold off on that just now. We could maybe bevel that bit, but we don't want to affect anything else, so we'll leave that as it is just for a second. So let's go for maybe what we want to do first is, before we actually square those off, so apologies, I'm going to dial this back here. Before we square those off, let's grab an edge loop and drop a loop here. And the reason for that is because that is going to nice and easily define that interior line there for us, without us having to do too much work. So now we can go back in and square those off here. So what I'm probably going to do is, I don't want this episode to drag on too long, so we'll see how we go with this just now, but if we're getting too late on, obviously we'll maybe have to finish off in another video, one last finale. So we'll go there. Go here. Okay, so we'll do that, and then, oops, I don't want to select that one, so let's get rid of these. Okay, so we'll get rid of those. Okay, so we're starting to see we've got a little bit of a defined edge running around up there, so that's okay. Let's grab our edge loop, and I'm going to drop one inside here and inside here. Okay, so we can see that shape inside there now, which is looking quite good. Okay, going to do the same over here. There, and maybe we're going to drop one more in the center of each of those as well. Let's go and drop down here and here. and then also run around this bit and this bit. Drop one down here too, and down here, and we'll go all the way around there as well. Okay, so we can start to see that general shape for these coming around inside here. Let's see what happens if we drop one just here. And it looks like we might be able to help that if we drop one just there. Okay, so that looks like it's worked quite nicely. It's helped with that portion there. I've got a little bit of curvature in here. I'm going to drop an edge just here. Unless, maybe not there, maybe we want to go up to this bit instead. We also want to come maybe along here. Not really liking that too much. It's awkward because it looks curved in some and then it looks straight in others. I don't know if there is a difference in when it comes between the different models. Let's go and insert an edge loop. Maybe go all the way up here, all the way along there. Okay, so that's not looking too bad. And then I think all it needs is some lines that are going down here. So we'll quickly add those in, and then I think we'll probably call the whole series here. I will be changing the color of some of the glass here so we can facilitate the indicator. So like, for example, it looks like all the way along here, for example, is a different color. So it'll be something like that. What we're going to want to do is, it looks like this bit here is ever so slightly coming through. See, just at the very tippy top here. Okay, and then I think the last thing to do is to just bring in a brand new primitive and then just drop them down there. But I don't think I'm going to do it just now as part of the tutorial here. Just like we did at the front, we'll just bring in two new primitives, bring them down, one here, one here. Actually, let's just send it. Let's go. Got another 10 minutes or so. Let's bring this in. Something like that. I don't think we need to worry too much about what we're intersecting. If I can find, what am I looking for here? I'm going to go to our rear. Okay, so bring two for those bits that go across there. I'm going to do another one, because I feel like No, well, maybe not do the other one. I feel like something else is going on in this middle bit here, but it'll be okay. I think the sections just need to be pulled down a little bit further and pulled in a little bit further here. When it comes to these bits, I think we're wanting these to be something more like that. Yeah, I think so. Let's just make sure that they're following the kind of path that they should be. This one we want to come in as well. Something like that. Okay, and then for these, I'm thinking we're just going in here. Did I change the orientation on these at all? Let's see, going in the back, we did not. So let's just rotate these around. And then here. Get those in there. And then I honestly think it's just going to be a case of take that in and there. Okay. So just a super basic shape coming in here, maybe something a bit more like that. Okay, let me just going to delete all the faces for that, and then let's take this one in as well. I just want to follow the same kind of area. Make sure we're on the straight line there. Okay. Exact same here. I'm just going to extrude these in on the world just so it goes all the way through. It looks like it's probably something like that. Maybe they're a bit further in. Something like that. And again, we can add more details to that should we wish to as well. Okay, so let's just get everything smoothed out here. Alright then guys, so I think we are finally good. I think that is everything we're going to add to this car here. You can see we've got the tail light in there. It's not looking too bad. I'm going to go in, add a lot more details to that afterwards. Same with the headlight, make sure it's looking good. Flip it across to the other side as well. So thank you guys so much for chilling. If you're still here, still listening to me at this point, thank you for chilling. We will be working on some new projects going forward as well. We've got a lot of stuff, a lot of plans, a lot of ideas for a couple of things that are coming up. Remember for this car that there is a plan that I will be doing an interior for this. So we're going and doing the interior. We will be attempting to maybe rig it in the future and then going through a render setup as well. But until then, I think in between, just to make sure I can keep putting out content and I'm not going to get too bored with some projects, what I'm going to do next is I'm thinking about a McLaren Senna, because obviously like a lot of supercars, it's got a big glass window at the back, and then we can maybe model the engine inside. I thought that might be quite cool to do as well. But I'm going to leave it here then, guys. I'm going to get this all duplicated over, get a little low poly interior in there for some renders. Thank you for chilling. Please subscribe for all the next content, and I will see you soon.